Hi folks, welcome to the channel and welcome to the man cave. So today's video is more than likely going to be the last video of 2023. So I will say and wish everybody a merry Christmas and all the very best for the new year as well. So what are we talking about today? Well, today I thought we'd just do a follow on from my previous video. So if you want to have a look on the card up here, that was to do with the installation of the Triumph heated handlebar grips, which cost me, dare I say, about £225. So they're now installed on my Speed Twin 1200 behind me. So what we're going to do is just take the bike out for a run and see how effective those heated handlebar grips are. So that's going to be the first part of the video. So I suppose the second and third part of the video is going to be, well, how to keep warm in those dry, sunny winter month days that we may or may not have, when it would be nice to take the bike out, give it a bit of a run, but actually not get frozen solid whilst we're doing that. So first line of defense is going to be the heated handlebar grips. So we'll see how they fare in the weather outside, and I think the temperature outside is something in the region of 10 degrees centigrade. And the second line of defense is going to be my Keis Heated electric jacket. So I got this, I think it's about a year ago, from Sportsbikeshop.co.uk. Again, I'm going to put a link in the description down below, so go and have a look at it. If you've not heard of heated clothing, I don't know where you've been. Absolute game changer. So I'm just going to jump into my Keis heated jacket and I just basically plug it into the wiring harness, which goes directly to the battery on the Speed Twin, and I've also got the harness on my BMW R1250 GS, so I can stay nice and warm. And all I do is I don't wear anything under that electrically heated jacket other than the t-shirt. So this is basically what I wear. That's sort of the nature of the video, just looking at how we can stay warm on those lovely sunny wintry days. And the second part of the video, well, I'm actually filming this video as we speak in the man cave on my DJI Action 4, which I've had for about 2 weeks or so. So I have got the DJI Action 3 and I absolutely love these cameras. And as far as GoPro goes, those in the know will know what I'm talking about. You will get file corruptions. You've got the multimedia cage that you've got to put on the GoPro, and then when you want to change the batteries, you've got to take all the stuff off. You lose the position on your chin mount and all that kind of palaver, and then you get back and you've got no sound. So I've actually canned GoPro now. I think I had the Hero 7 or something. So I'm just really wanting to show you guys two videos in one, actually, what the footage is like and whether you should upgrade from the 3 to the 4. So what we'll do, we'll just play some music and have a look at the footage. I'll put, Action 3 where the Action 3 camera is, but you can quite clearly tell. So have a look at the dog's fur. I've got my 2 German Shepherds behind me somewhere. Have a look at the dog fur, the face, and you'll see that the Action 4, well, let's run the video and we'll talk about it very shortly. Here's the video with some nice music. So there we go, that is the difference between the Action 3 and the Action 4. Quite clearly you can see that the Action 4 gives you a little bit more quality in the dog hair. The low light with the Action 4 is better than the Action 3. Action 4, just the basic kit, is going to be £379. Again, I'll put a link in the description down here. And the Action 3, well, they've got a bit of a price reduction on that. That's now £259. And folks, it's still a really good camera. So the Action 3 is going to be my B-roll camera, and the Action 4 is going to be on the helmet mount. There is a new kit on the block, the Insta360 Pro, with a flippy uppy kind of screen. And that's going to set you back £429, and it's got the same size sensor as the Action 4. It's a 1/1 1.3 inch sensor or something like that. But yeah, that new Insta360 Pro is supposed to be really good in the low light. Varying comments whether it's better than the Action 4 or not, but I just like the way that the Action 4 operates. The only downside of the Action 4, I'm actually using voice command to control the starting and finishing of the recording by voice control, and just the buttons, and in fact it's exactly the same as the Action 3, same size, everything, but the buttons, they're just really, if you've got gloves on, they're not very, in fact just with bare flesh, they're not very tactile. You've got to really press them in hard, and that would be, I think that's about the only criticism I've got of any of the Action 4s or Action 3 cameras. Really, the Action 4 is the camera that the Action 3 should have been when DJI put this one on the market. It was, without a doubt, they had some issues with it, and they brought that to the market too early, in my humble opinion. And I'm looking forward to what the Action 5 is going to be like. Hopefully, it will be better quality than the GoPro. Without a doubt, the GoPro still, yeah, there's still better quality than the GoPros. I don't think anybody can argue with that. But it's the reliability, the functionality, and all that kind of stuff. The lack of the media cage, battery changing, taking the SD cards out, blah blah blah. And DJI with their magnetic mount have absolutely kicked GoPro. They've kicked them right in the nuts, if I'm being honest, if I'm allowed to say that. So we're gonna get on the bike, go out for a run, and it'll be nice and toasty. And the thing is, if you're nice and warm on the bike in the winter, then you're not shivering, you're not shaking. A job that I used to do, I used to ride a BMW for 4 years solidly through the winter months, and I used to get so cold. I used to come in for a little bit of breakfast, and I used to hug the radiator. Oh man, you used to get so cold, literally shaking when you're coming in, and we had no decent winter clothing. So without further ado, let's get on the which one is it? Let's get on the Speed Twin, put the heated handlebar grips on. I'll let you know what I think about those, and put the Keis jacket on. And you've also got Garbing as well. Garbing. What are they called? They are called Garbing. Yeah, Garbing, another German manufacturer. Both these jackets are going to be about £200. Game changer, go and get one. There's the link down below to sportsbikeshop.co.uk. Anyway, without further ado, let's get out on the bike, and here we go. Bosh! Bosh indeed. So there's Jersey Airport over there. I've just looked at the app to see how cold it is on the weather forecast, and it's currently 8 degrees centigrade. So I've got my Keis jacket on medium. It does low, medium and high settings, and I've just plugged it, I don't know if you can see, I just plugged it into the wiring loom that I have on the bike. So 8 degrees, it's one of those perfect winter's days. Roads not too damp, but it is a little bit on the chilly side, but a great day to get out on the bike. So let's talk about the Triumph heated grips. So there's a video up here, go and click on that and have a look at how to install. It's going to take you about an hour. We've already spoken about how much they cost, £225, so not the cheapest heated grips on the market. But what I do like about them is the fact that it is integrated into the bike. Very nice indeed. The wires in fact the only wires on show are the 2 wires coming out of the hole that's in the bottom of the Triumph handlebars, and the rest goes under the tank to the power connector on the 2020 model down on the right hand side. I think the 2021 model, whoops, tooth or whatever bird that was, the 2021 model, the power connector is down here on the left hand side, so it is a different wiring loop. But the great thing is we've just got a single button here, 3 settings, off, low and high, and then on the LCD screen on the speedometer we have an indication to tell us what we have got them set on. And indeed, if you're sat there with the battery the bike not running and you just got the ignition on, then they've got a built-in safety feature. When you get down to below 11.8 volts, I think it is, the heater grips will switch themselves off so you don't run the battery down. In relation to how good they are from a heating point of view, I'm going to grade them 7 out of 10. So why do I say that? Well, basically I'm a fair weather rider. I've done my time riding in all the really crap weather in the winters and getting absolutely frozen solid.
I've done all that, so I am just a fair weather rider purely for pleasure. As such, I like to ride all year round on days like today with my Rucker summer gloves. So they are quite a thin textile glove, but I just like the feeling that I get through the handlebars and the grips, etc. So I feel a little bit more connected to the bike, but you know what I'm talking about. So these are the gloves that I wear year round. So I've got the heated grips on high at the moment, and yeah, I'd rate them about a 7 out of 10. If I squeeze the bars, the grips a bit more, yeah, I can feel the heat there, but they definitely make an improvement to your ride. Obviously, if you're comfortable, I've got my heated jacket on, I've got the grips on. It is only 8 degrees, so it is a little bit chilly, certainly feel it on the legs. But if you're comfortable on the bike and then you're not shivering with cold, then your mind can enjoy the ride, and you are certainly more alert in case you have to react to some situation that may be happening in front of you, rather than just riding the bike, just concentrating on how damn cold you are and you can't wait to get home. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I'll rate them on the heated scale. I have had Oxford heated grips before on my Africa Twin, put them on myself, and I think you can get the Oxford heated grips for something in the region of between 70 and £200. So yeah, certainly cheaper, but the only thing with the Oxford grips is there's a lot more wiring, or a few more wires on show, and then you get the heating controller which you have to mount on the handlebars. And as this is a classic retro modern kind of bike, I just like the clean lines of the Triumph heated grips, so that's the reason I went for them. Nothing else really, just because I like the look of them, and they're integrated with the bike, and you get the heat settings coming up on the LCD screen. But having had the Oxford heated grips before, I will say that the Oxford heated grips do produce more heat on the maximum setting, and I would say the Oxford heated grips, I would give them a 10 out of 10 on the heating scale, which would be pretty much the same as I would rate my BMW 1250 GS heated handlebar grips. I would rate those, I got 5 settings, and I would rate those as a 10 out of 10 on the maximum heat setting. So Triumph, they're just a little bit less hot than the Oxford and the BMW heated grips, just to give you folks a bit of an idea. However, having said all that, just like the BMW grips, they're exactly the same as these Triumph ones, are exactly the same as the non-heated grips from Triumph that I took off to replace these. So that's a really good thing. There's no difference in the feel of the grips, whereas with the Oxford heated grips, the actual diameter is slightly wider, so I haven't got the biggest hands in the world. So I did notice on my Africa Twin that the feel of the handlebar grips was slightly different, and the texture, obviously it wasn't the same as the nice soft squidgy rubber from Honda, and that's another reason I went for these Triumph accessory heated grips. But that said and done, you just get the right grips for your bike. Some bikes may not have the option for having heated grips, so you'll have to go with an aftermarket heated grip. But yeah, I just like the fact that my hands are nice and toasty, I can get out on the bike and enjoy it and not get cold. And in relation to the heated jacket, yeah, £200, if you've got the money folks, that's got to be the way to go. So it's all about keeping warm in the winter months. Why is this car going so slow? It's all about keeping warm in the winter months. I can't be arsed with that, sorry mate, so slow. Yeah, it's all about keeping warm in the winter months and enjoying the ride on days like today where the sun is up, blue sky, and you can have some fun. Yeah, really nice. Anyway, let's now talk about the DJI Action 4, which is on the helmet, and then maybe a little bit about the Action 3, which is down there. Before we talk about the DJI Action 4, just a quick point, and then you might want to ask the question, well, why don't you have heated electric gloves? Well, that is an option obviously, but as I said, I like my thin summer gloves to wear year round. I'm a rider that only rides for pleasure. But if you have the heated electric gloves and not heated electric handlebar grips, obviously in the non-winter months there are times when it's a little bit chilly, first thing in the morning or in the evening, and it's a little bit chilly, and you go, oh golly gosh, I've got my summer gloves on, it's going to be a little bit chilly. When you've got the heated handlebar grips on, you can just press a button and you've got instant heat, so that's another reason to have them fitted on the bike. Anyway, let's talk about the DJI Action 4. So the DJI Action 4, I really like the DJI Action stuff. I think it's really good, and the good thing about it, it's really nice to mount on the helmet. It's just a magnetic mount, and allegedly if you've got a BMW R1250 GS, it will stay on there at speeds over 140 miles an hour. Don't ask me how I know. So the mounting's really good, very practical, very user-friendly interface, and the whole thing is just, I really like it. Certainly for moto vlogging, if you're looking at going away next year and you want a camera, I would certainly recommend these. Just leave the settings in the normal factory settings. If you start playing around with the settings and you don't use the camera on a daily, weekly basis like moto vloggers do, then you're going to forget how to use it. So I would suggest just keep it on the normal default settings, and then if you want to adjust the colors when you come to edit the video, then yeah, do it then. But I just leave the camera on normal settings and don't I just leave the camera on normal settings and don't play around with any of the settings whatsoever. In relation to the audio, I have the DJI mic attached to the side here. I have actually ordered, new to the market from DJI, rather than have the thing you can see on the side of the camera here, the radio receiver from the microphone that's on the inside of my helmet. They've now actually got an adapter, 3.5mm adapter. It's about 50 quid. Plug it into the side, and then you can put your 3.5mm lavalier mic, just feed it up onto the inside of your helmet, and you do away with all this stuff here. So that might be an option for you. So that's in the post, waiting to be delivered by the postman. But in relation to the quality, I really like the quality. It's pretty good. I don't think it's as good as the GoPro, as we've already said, but it's not bad whatsoever. There we go, folks, look. I don't know if you can see that. I'm on the ultra wide view. I'll give him a wave, see if he'll wave back. There we go. Awesome. Oh, what a great day for coming out on the bike in December. Absolutely brilliant. You don't get to see it every day. Yeah, so the DJI Action 3, that is reduced at the moment. Really good camera, nice and reliable, never had an issue with it whatsoever. And the DJI Action 4, better quality, better low light if you're going out of a night time, as you saw earlier on. But yeah, the Action 4 is a better camera. Is it worthwhile going from the 3 to the 4 with maybe the 5 coming out next year? Yeah, I don't know. For me as a moto vlogger, yes, because I put a lot of content out there, so for me it was worthwhile upgrading. But if you can wait for the next one, maybe it's worthwhile waiting, because you don't want to be spending £300 every year on a flipping camera. There is a new kit on the block, as we said, showed you earlier on, the Insta Pro, whatever it's called, more expensive. Let's give him a wave as well. No, is he not waving? No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, what a great day for coming out on the bike, nice and warm and all that kind of stuff. So the DJI Action 4, tell me what you think about it. If you've got one of these and you had any problems, put them in the comment section down below. I really like the whole DJI stuff. I like what they've done, the simplicity of it, and the fact that it works all of the time. Never had an issue with it. I've just updated the software, and this is my one of my favourite corners, roads on the island. It just looks great. Yeah, the DJI stuff, I really like it. It's great stuff. There is that new kit on the block, the Insta, a bit more expensive though, but I'm going to stick with the DJI stuff. Quality is not as good as the GoPro, but I don't care. I'm happy that I've got 100% reliability. It does take stills. Apparently the stills aren't as big a file as the Action 3, but I'm just going to pop some stills up here as I'm just finishing these twisty roads. Got a bit of misting on my visor, so let's just pop that up. So whilst you've had a look at those, all I'm going to say, folks, is it's been a really nice year. Thanks for watching all my stuff on the channel. Thanks for subscribing and all that stuff. As ever, ride safe. Have a really nice Christmas. All the best for the new year. We'll see you again soon with lots more content in 2024. Ride safe. Take care. Bye bye and stay warm. Woohoo!